just work things out in my own way. Because one of the ways I've always gotten through trauma and hardships in my life, especially in these last years, is to just focus on work. To make videos. It's the only joy that I really have. So, you all saw the post. You all have seen. You've seen what I've said in the last 24, how many hours? I don't know. It's just, I'm just gonna give you a full rundown of just everything that happened. Maybe I'm oversharing. This will be used against me to mock me or whatever. Well, like I said, I'm saying all this just to clear my head. Just because if I say it, it's done. It's over. Like, I'm able to just process everything at least a little bit better. So,
fucking hell, it's the nothing ever happens guy.
On the 11th of February, I discover my fiancé cheating on me with my best friend of 10 years. I confronted her about this, and she apologized, and I, being with her already for multiple years, and then finding out my best friend, so much betrayal. So what I decided to do is just, I grabbed my keys, I went driving. I went to the liquor store. I bought alcohol that was the same alcohol, the last alcohol that I drank with my brother. And then I drove into the...
Alright geezers, your favourite person in the whole wide web back with another terrific slop video. I was putting this one off. I am not the first to cover this because frankly I can't be arsed. But more than that, I covered this geezer about a week ago. And I don't want to be one of these parasites like More Pegasus doing 28 videos on Mr. Beast a week. I'm not doing that. Alright, I may be a slut, but I'm not a whore. I'm not doing that. So in today's Breaking Truths, Chibi Reviews is at it again. He lost everything, allegedly. And now he's having a very public tantrum on the internet. Something I seem to cover a lot of these days. I'm not going to go into it, but I saw something really upsetting on my feed yesterday, actually, from someone I do care about personally, doing more or less the same thing. He was fighting back tears, he was sniffling in front of his little camera about some sort of personal issue, and please don't film this. Please don't broadcast your sort of, you know, you fighting back tears in front of wall art of a half-naked little jiggly cartoon. I mean, there's being vaginal, and then there's, I mean, this is like turbo virgin. That's what this is. It's a real word. I've said it now. This is turbo virgin Cibao Sigma behaviour. Right? He's turbo maxed. He's beta maxed, I would say. Chibi Reviews, I've covered, I believe, twice or thrice at this point. At first, he scammed a bunch of his tenthwit absolute fuck muppet fans out of thousands of dollars with this sort of go fund yourself scheme. He ran away with stupid money from his view piglets, which I, of course, readily endorse. I think fools being parted with their money is a heartwarming occasion we should celebrate. It's good and it needs to happen more. Then, more recently, about a week ago, I covered him being swatted. I quite humorously compared him to the Nothing Ever Happens Wojak. Fucking hell, it's the Nothing Ever Happens guy. Because he kind of looks like it. And something, quite ironically, did happen. He did get essentially dragged out of bed, pissing himself by American police officers, which are typically armed to the teeth, those people, really. And he broadcast himself being a big boy, being very tough, very unaffected, although he wasn't very good at projecting strength, let's be honest. And my critique there was, when something affects you, the internet is the last place you go public with it, because there are people on the internet that will fuck with you. Right, we saw that in the previous video. The Reddit moderator getting catfished by a little Indian boy. He treated the internet more reverently than most people treat their real lives. And that's always going to have you on a one track towards lolcowdom. And this geezer is, to the best of my knowledge, a little bit of a lolcow, which is shocking, really. A grown man who talks about children's cartoons for a living turns out to be a little bit of a loser. That's really strange. No, really, though, this is a rant of its own. The normalisation of nerd culture, writ large, I'm not a fan of, right? Back in the good old days, the 70s, the 80s, you'd get pushed in a locker, you'd be given a whirly or a wahoo or a slightly damp Wilbur or any of these sort of American jock sort of tactics. Now it's like really cool. It's really cool to have your primary interest in life being Japanese jiggly cartoon schoolgirls. And I can't help but look down on that. I think you are less than me, really. Now, absolutely, I've got enormous respect for the Japanese people, the Japanese culture. Big shout out, big man, Stanley Fukamori, one of my oldest enthusiasts in my fight for the truth. I've got a lot of respect for Japanese literature, Hard-Boiled Wonderland, Kafka on the Beach. Some of my favourite visual artists are Nihonese. I can forgive them being nativist wackos, right? I can forgive Japan being one of the most racist places on earth. But I see people my age obsessing over essentially their equivalent of like Cartoon Network, and I get a little bit weirded out. Like, is that your only hobby? Really? Like, do anything. This was my point in the previous video. Do anything other than this. Break this geezer's fingers, take away his phone, just get him offline for a bit. And give him a slightly damp Wilbur, as far as I'm concerned. Get him offline. Now he's broadcasting another one of his little tantrums. I just lost my fiancée, my best friend, and my entire friend group in 24 hours. I have never been more alone than right now. The internet is not the place to do this. Go to your family. Go to a therapist. Do it anonymously even. Post anonymously. Don't do this so publicly. Sniffling away to yourself in front of your glowing rectangle. I'm having a really hard time. I didn't ask. I don't care. Most people on the internet don't care, alright? You can call me an arsehole. I would agree. But this is not behaviour that should be online. Take it offline, champ. Yeah? Take it offline.
Simultaneously whipped and nay-nayed.
Hang on a moment.
Deleted the post with my hospital armband. To clarify, I am fine and was discharged this morning from the hospital. I had a mental break and I did almost die last night, but I was saved at the last moment. Honestly, don't want to elaborate too much further on it if I can help it. Why are you elaborating on it at all? No one asked for this. You're the guy on the internet who reviews the jiggly sort of kids' cartoons. But they're highbrow because they're Japanese. That's what people keep telling me. It's not cartoons. It's art. No, it's not fucking art. Read a Bronte novel. All your interactions have made me tremendous amounts of money, spreading my name around like some sort of disease. So I hope that pisses you all off so much. With that, I bid farewell for tonight. Did he tip his fedora at that? Like, fuck me. Yeah, spreading your name like a venereal infection probably does profit you greatly. But what does it do to your reputation? Right, what does it do to your reputation when you piss and shit yourself in response to being swatted? Probably leads to more people swatting you. And I don't condone that. I don't endorse that, you know, because that is real life. I draw the line at fucking with people in the real world. But what you do online is your choice. You have agency over that. File a police report. Take legal action. Absolutely. You know, you've made enough money to take legal action. Rubing your fucking View Piglet viewers out of thousands of dollars. You can afford the legal fees. But, I mean, it keeps going. It just keeps going. Seeing how happy it would make my haters if I died. I live out of spite. Also, seeing what I've seen today, full stop. I'm going to double down too, out of spite, full stop. Before I go any further, to those that have reached out, I promise to respond and go through it all later. I noticed a lot of pattern recognition from certain groups too today. Always the, quote, party of acceptance people. Oh, right, yeah, I almost forgot. This guy's some sort of, like, right-winger on the internet. He's like a big Trump guy. Clearly a big fan of paedophiles, which shocks me, frankly. You know, an individual that hangs half-naked cartoons on his wall. It doesn't strike me as the kind of bloke to be a big fan of register evaders. Multiple flags are a big indication too. Also hates the gender fluids. Of course, I got gender fluid on my shirt once. That stuff really does get everywhere. Certain usage of GIFs as well, full stop. Animals pretending to be human with subpar intelligence. You're on thin ice, mate. You review kids' cartoons for a living and look like the nothing ever happens Wojak made real. Like, I would be very cautious of your next move if I were you. I am also pro-ICE, and I think illegal immigrants should not be in my country. When you going home then? When you going home then? I'm sorry, did you not get the memo? America is illegal immigrant. Update, going to the gym, seeking therapy, and fighting to obtain my ultimate goal of not looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Really though, this is, you can usually tell by appearance. I think visage is a big indicator of these kinds of people. Again, wall art of a half-naked little Japanese cartoon. So, vaginal, turbo vaginal behaviour here. Also, never bend the knee, everyone. It's easy to do, but never bend the knee, no matter what you face it like. Yeah, and then this brings me to, I suppose, the headline. His fiancée cheated on him, which, I mean, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, really. Why wouldn't you want to get in bed with a man who obsesses over cartoons instead of, I mean, real women? I'm not tripping here. He has a cartoon of a half-naked woman on his fucking wall. He hangs that on his wall and does these silly little vlogs fighting back tears. Everything around him are these Japanese cartoons. You realise the Japanese hate you people. You do realise that. The Japanese people see you as subhuman. They also see the Koreans as subhuman, but again, nativist wackos. I find it I have no sympathy for this individual, frankly. His girlfriend cheated on him with his best mate, which I find humorous, frankly. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. And, now he's once again vlogging in a very retrograde fashion. His latest temper tantrum. He's not doing well. And you can hear him. You can hear him fighting back tears throughout this fucking video.
On the 11th of February, I discover my fiancée cheating on me.
Why broadcast yourself, mate? I know the slogan of this website used to be broadcast yourself. It changed. And you should change. You should stop broadcasting yourself. That should be YouTube's new slogan. Don't. Just don't. YouTube.com. Don't. And really, make me CEO. Now the new CEO's doing a bunch of AI fuckery. Make me YouTube CEO. Because I'd deplatform this bloke in a weekend. Yeah, what do you think about this? Do comment below. Like/dislike, comment and subscribe. Or you're a child molester. That's the headline. I've been putting this off. I really didn't want to talk about this geezer again. He is like a despicable, waste of flesh, frankly. Let's be honest. And, that's about it. Chibi Reviews. Apparently he's an incel. Apparently he's into incest comics or something like that. I don't particularly care. He's a dickhead with an internet connection. Most of the people I cover are dickheads with internet connections. Big man Dum Dum called. I love you. If you're listening to this, please take some time off the internet. I don't want to see this happen to you. All right. This geezer can be sent straight to Hades like it's a fucking Monopoly game. I don't want to see this happen to you, though. So please, splash some cold water over your face. Get yourself back in the game.
Give me your money now. Give me your money, or you're a child molester.
Speaking of turbo virginity, in other truths, an AI company has built a biometric robot designed for human companionship. Moya is equipped with body heat, dense skin, and costs around $173,000. And you wonder why women are slightly uneasy around certain kinds of men. They A, make this, and B, want to buy this. So, really. In other truths, Jacksepticeye, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. He's basically doing a victory lap. He was one of the first people to call out Joshua Donaldson, our lovely granddad, Mr. Beast, for being a little bit of a bloodless capitalist. Turns out he is a bloodless capitalist. Shock and all. I thought he was just a lovely bloke giving PlayStation Vitas to, poor kids in Ethiopia. No, turns out he is actually a bloodsucker. So that's unfortunate. Mr. Beast has acquired Step, a teen-focused financial app valued at $900 million. In a deal reportedly worth over $1 billion. What do you think about that? Do comment below. Holy fuck. Scott the what? Wii U! That really tickles me, and I'm not quite able to articulate why. In other truths, cannibal jellyfish with a disappearing anus are terrorising Venice. What do you think about that? Do comment below. That's concerning. I bring you the headlines. I bring you the news the mainstream media won't dare touch, like a cannibal jellyfish's arsehole. In other truths, this one's heartbreaking. Beloved celebrity Kermit the Frog allegedly visited Epstein Island, quote, one too many times to ignore. According to recent leak of millions of documents relating to the Epstein scandal. And this just begs an all-important question. What the fuck is Animal up to? Right? What the fuck is that fruity homosexual couple, Bert and Ernie, up to? They need their fucking hard drives checked. Frankly, I'd send ICE to Sesame Street. There you go. Make me US president. I would send ICE into Sesame Street because it is a fucking haven for degeneracy and crime. Okay, Cookie Monster, we know what cookies are a euphemism for. He's a fucking crack pimp. In other truths, right, finally, oh, maybe not, almost finally, penultimately, shall we say, iDubbbz is once again proving he needs some fresh air and some time off the internet.
Those other two are. Like,
it's part of the pipeline, though. It's the same reason people wouldn't say Charlie, Moist Critical, is right-wing or, like, as ideologically fuck out there as, like, a Nick Fuentes or even Asmongold, right? Like...
Yeah, exactly.
He holds some space for the people in his audience who might have some differing opinions. He doesn't make it clear, like, I don't want you in my fucking community, like, outright. Yeah. And, you know, I get it. I get the hustle. I did it for a while. But it is a little bit of cope. And I understand why people don't want to take the path that I took, because it breeds a lot of hate.
Yeah, right.
He has alleged that Charlie White, one of the most bland, centrist, poisoned individuals I think the internet has ever concocted, is actually a crucial part of the pipeline to the far right. And he mentions Nick Fuentes, the little gay Mexican individual, by name. This is stupid. This is really stupid. And it's a bit of a throwback, actually. I thought this era of woke was finished. I thought we were doing woke 2 now. I thought we were doing dark woke with Mamdani calling a guy a rapist live on a debate stage. I thought we were doing like dark woke shit now. This is not dark woke. This is, you know, blue haired SJW, like real throwback woke. Tone policing and lecturing people on their, you know, racial biases, all of that crap. Not talking about affordability, not talking about the cost of living, the standard of living, how the vampire class is sucking the world dry at this point. No, getting into heated debates on reddit.com about someone's use of language. This is really a fucking throwback. And it does give, I want to speak to your manager. And it's unfortunate, you know, in a world of Ian from iDubbbz, I believe he works there. B. Joji, he had a laugh with the Papa Franco stuff. He had to stop because it was making him physically ill, which I do relate to. This makes me physically ill some days. And then he stopped and he retired and he had an absolute smashing music career. Wonderful. Dancing in the Dark, great tune. And now people know him as Joji the music guy. He could have done that. I don't know if he would have gone into music, but iDubbbz could have done something else. Right, instead of trying to be the white Hassan, which he himself has referred to himself as, fucking hell. You could have done anything, and instead you're now one of the most insufferable left-wing commentators in the world, I think. It's this bloke and it's the naughty Osama guy. The guy that denies anti-Semitism is a thing. What's his name? Bad Empanada? Yeah, that guy's a fucking lunatic. That guy's a few dicks short of an orgy. That guy just hates the Jews, right? He's so left-wing, he spouts Nazi talking points. I'm not about that. I don't want that. This geezer is hot on the heels of that guy, though, because he really is fucking insufferable these days, isn't he? In other truths, and finally, Iron Lung proves Hollywood is dead. Studios are terrified of Mark I. Plyer. Yeah, Marcus Fishburne, I believe his name is. Lovely individual. He recently brought out a film and it's actually been a surprise success. So sort of going back to the topic of Joji, you know, a YouTuber who refuses to be categorised. Charlie White is the same way, actually. Charlie White isn't just the guy on the internet doing the videos. He does a lot of stuff. You know, he does all sorts of stuff. I like multi-hyphenates. I like people who refuse to be put in a box so cleanly. And Markiplier is apparently one of those as well. He doesn't just want to be the guy on the internet doing the video, right? Here I am reacting to epic dog on skateboard montage or whatever the fuck, like Jacksepticeye, right? Flashing lights, spinning JPEGs, that kind of crap. He wants to actually manoeuvre into the real world where people live. You saw that not too long ago with Matthew Patrick 13. He's trying to be some sort of political guy now. He's doing it the right way, though. He's not just being a dickhead online like iDub still is. He's actually going out into the real world and like doing and saying stuff. Should people online be stuck in a box forever? Or should they branch out and go outside for once? Do comment below, please. And I think that's everything, really. Yeah, I do respect greatly individuals who decide, you know what, I'm not going to do the same video about epic bird wearing shoes or whatever crap the kids are watching these days. I'm going to do something worthwhile with my life. Sooner or later, dear viewer, I'm going to do something worthwhile with my life.